The Watchers are mysterious beings that have fascinated humanity for a very long time. They are said to have come from heaven and interacted with humans. Some say they gave humans specialist knowledge and created half-angel, half-human giants called Nephilim, which can be found in the Bible. But who were the Watchers really? Were they angels sent to help humanity, or maybe something completely different? Do they still walk amongst us? What secrets did they have? According to the Book of Enoch, God hated the Watchers. But why? To learn more about the Watchers, we need to look at the Book of Enoch, which is not included in the Bible. But it was considered extremely important to many early church leaders. In fact, the Bible references Enoch many times. So, the question is why? Despite its importance to the early church and its significance in the Bible, why is the only book that describes otherworldly beings in great detail left out of the Bible? The Watchers are also called the Grigori, which is Greek for those who are awake and guard. In Genesis chapter 6, they are referred to as the B'nai Elohim, which is Hebrew for sons of God. These powerful angels were supposed to watch over humanity and keep them safe. According to the Book of Enoch, the Watchers became interested in human women and wanted to have families with them. God considered this a sin. So, the Watchers, led by their leader Samyaza, rebelled against God and left heaven to come to earth. Lust and desire is what caused the great beings to fall from heaven down to the earth. The Watchers taught humanity many things. They shared knowledge about plants, weapons, and even taught them about the sciences and the cosmos. The God of the Bible thought this was sinful and unrighteous because humanity didn't deserve such knowledge. The Book of Enoch reads, "And Azazel taught men how to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them metals of the earth, and the art of working them, and bracelets and ornaments, and the uses of antinomy, and the beautifying of the eyelids, and all kinds of costly stones, and all colouring tinctures. And there arose much godlessness, and they committed fornication, and they were led astray, and they became corrupt in their ways. Semyaza taught them enchantments and root cuttings. Amoros, the resolving of enchantments. Barakiel taught astrology. Kokobiel taught the constellations. Ezekiel, the knowledge of the clouds. Arakuel, the signs of the earth. Shamziel, the signs of the sun. And Seriel, the course of the moon. And as men perished, they cried, and their cry went up to heaven." Now, notice that the book is claiming that knowledge and procreation is ruining the earth and causing the men to perish. The God of the Bible hated this, so he sent the archangels, Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel, to capture the Watchers and torment them forever. God then caused a huge flood to destroy the world, except for one man and his family. You know this as the story of Noah's Ark. So, the Watchers brought knowledge and pleasure to humanity, and God had them imprisoned and tortured while he destroyed the entire human race with a flood, except for Noah. Does this seem fair? Were the Watchers really evil just because they wanted to help humans by sharing their knowledge? Do you think that they could have seen something special in humanity, and that they had the potential to do great things, if only they had the access to knowledge that was beyond their current understanding? It's a little bit like the story of Lucifer, who led a revolt in heaven, and who wanted to share knowledge with Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Why does God want humanity to stay ignorant? Could it be that the Watchers believed that by sharing their knowledge with humans, they could help them evolve into a higher state of consciousness, ushering in a new era of spiritual growth? What if they were mentors trying to help humanity to reach their full potential and become ascended masters? How does God respond to this? He drowns the entire population except for Noah and his family with a flood. Doesn't it seem like God is in the wrong here? It would make sense why the powers that be wouldn't want to include this in the Bible. There is another forbidden book called the Apocalypse of Adam, which also sheds some light on what is going on. It tells of the creation story, but from Adam's perspective. And Adam also goes into great detail about the flood. Adam reveals that the God of the Bible did not create humanity, and that all of humanity are actually divine eternal beings. He tells us that the God of the Bible is a jealous, lesser being that trapped our souls in the earth's matrix so that we could be his slaves. He then wiped our memories so that we would forget who we really are, and therefore we wouldn't be able to escape. In the Bible, it says that God destroyed the earth with a flood because humanity had become wicked and sinful. The Apocalypse of Adam claims that God destroys the earth because humanity was becoming too enlightened. They were starting to remember who they really were, and they stopped worshipping the false creator being, who they named Yaldabaoth. But why do you think this happened? Was it the Great Flood or the Great Reset? Let me know what you think in the comments. The Apocalypse of Adam fits in perfectly with the Book of Enoch, that says that God flooded the earth because the Watchers brought knowledge to humanity. The Apocalypse of Adam tells us that God spared Noah and his family because Noah promised that he would, number 1, be blindly obedient, and number 2, that he and his family would repopulate the earth with slaves that would worship Yaldabaoth. The Apocalypse of Adam says, "Then Noah will divide the whole earth among his sons, Ham and Japheth and Shem. He will say to them, 'My sons, listen to my words. Behold, I have divided the earth among you, but serve him in fear and slavery all the days of your life.'" Now, even though the Book of Enoch and the Apocalypse of Adam are completely different books, they share the same theme: a God that hates knowledge. Let's go back to the Garden of Eden. What is the forbidden fruit? It is the fruit from the tree of knowledge. And what does the serpent, Lucifer, tell Eve? That if she eats from the tree of knowledge, she will be like God. The Bible says, "For God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." In other words, when she gains knowledge, she will remember that she is divine. In Genesis chapter 11, 1-9, humanity united together to build a tower to heaven. God believed that they would actually succeed, so to stop them, he caused them to speak different languages so that they could no longer communicate and build the tower. We still see this divide and conquer tactic all around us today. The tower symbolizes humanity's attempt to reach a higher state of consciousness. By building the tower, the people are trying to become equal to God in heaven, or to remember that they are divine. God's response is to sever their communication and scatter them across the earth. God symbolizes the rulers of this world. They don't want humanity to become too intelligent because it threatens their supremacy. In ancient times, these stories were used to communicate this idea. That is, that the people in power want to keep us in a low state of consciousness, and that they are in constant fear of new knowledge and ideas, so they shut it down. Many people associate the Watchers with a group of extraterrestrial deities called the Annunaki, and I'll be doing a video about them next week. But I personally think that they were human beings, just like you and I, who had achieved a higher state of consciousness and who have unlocked the secrets of the universe. and transcended the limitations of the lower consciousness, and who have chosen to descend back down to the earth to remind humanity of how to do the same. The Bible reaffirms this in Genesis chapter 6. It says, "The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterwards, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown." It doesn't really matter whether or not the Watchers were extraterrestrial beings or enlightened humans. What matters is their message. That knowledge is what brings you into a higher state of consciousness. By exploring our minds, we can have the same power as the Watchers. But that's just what I think. What about you? Are the Watchers really extraterrestrial beings, or are they purely symbolic? Let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will put out a brand new one every single week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Love you all.